All right, we're live. Thanks again for tuning in to KBC Connects, where we speak with industry leaders about their journey through entrepreneurship or career, and also how digital marketing affects that. And today we are speaking with the lovely Desiree Verdejo, Harlem-native, former lawyer and self-described beauty junkie, who launched Vivrant Beauty as a beauty retail experience, offering a vast selection of skincare, hair care, and cosmetic products catering to women of all skin tones, nationalities, and hair textures. Vivrant Beauty stocks beauty goods from dozens of major and independent product lines, and their shelves are proudly lined with ingredient-conscious, women-owned, person of color-owned, and local beauty brands. Welcome, Desiree. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. Thanks for the lovely introduction.
Now, I want to start off, you are the CEO and founder, so tell us a little more about what you do specifically and a few of your daily work routines.
Sure. I founded Vivrant Beauty, and I am the CEO as well. And so I do everything. I mean, we're a small team. So my main focuses are on marketing, social media marketing, choosing brands for the store, maintaining our inventory, maintaining brand relationships and brand partnerships, planning store events, and then we have a sales team, but I'm also in the store quite a bit, just assisting our customers and then getting like valuable feedback from them.
And you're very hands-on, like you're there day to day, right?
I am. All our customers, everyone knows me, and I'm at every event, and yeah, very hands-on. It's clearly my baby.
Yeah. Now, what did you do before Vivrant Beauty, and how does it differ from what you do now?
Sure. So before Vivrant, I was an attorney, so completely different field. I practiced for 7 years. So for 5 of those years, I was at a big law firm in New York City in corporate finance, in public finance. And then I stayed in the same field, but joined a smaller firm for the last 2 years of my law career. So that's a very different world because law is very specialized. Your goal is to master a specific task. And so it's completely different than my role at Vivrant, which is me doing what needs to be done, and no 2 days are the same, and no 2 tasks are the same, and you're using different parts of your brain. So, worlds apart. Yeah, they couldn't be more different.
And so I'm just curious, because that is definitely a huge change. Like, what did your coworkers and colleagues, what was when you were like, I'm gonna leave this and go do something completely different? What was that like?
I think they were supportive. The thing is, it's not a smooth transition, but a lot of people with legal backgrounds transition to entrepreneurship. So I think people were surprised by my shift to beauty and to retail. But I don't think anyone was surprised by the idea of me transferring from being in big law to launching a startup. I think that's it's not uncommon for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
And what type of sacrifices did you have to make in order to realize your dream? That's something I think that, we don't talk about enough. We just kind of see the glory of it. What type of sacrifices did you have to make?
I love that you asked me that, because people are like, oh my God, it looks so fun to have a boutique. And I'm like, girl, yeah, lots of sacrifices. Just salary alone, going from being in a stable law firm setting with what I think most people would call a nice salary to being in a scenario where you're, it's a gamble. You're investing in yourself and hoping to reap benefits. But in the beginning, you're spreading the word. And so people have to find you, and then, you're reinvesting in your business, even when things are great and you have a nice customer base, because you want to maintain that and keep people excited. So yeah, there was a huge financial sacrifice. I think because I came from a legal background, the time sacrifice may not be as dramatic, because I always worked a lot. But even still, I work much more now than I did as an attorney, because I care more. Like I am always, like I always have, like literally right now I have like my notebook with me. Like it's literally right near me all of the time, because an idea can come up, a person that you want to collaborate could come up, come to mind. And so you're always thinking and you're always in that mindset. It's more work to turn it off than to, to stay working. And so I think there's a big time sacrifice. Which some of it is fun stuff, but some of it is, there's also things that are not fun and sexy and exciting. Yeah, definitely.
And so when you were like starting, did you ever have a fear that it wouldn't work? And if you did, how did you overcome it and work past the fear?
Yeah, I think that's definitely a fear. And I don't know that it goes away, because you have a fear that it won't work. And then as you see, okay, well, actually it's a store that people are receiving well, but then your goals only grow. And so then it's, well, will people accept that? If we go in this direction, will people go with us? And so, it's just kind of paying attention. Like, I think one of the best benefits that I have is that I have access to people. I'm talking to my customers frequently, talking to our brands that we collaborate with, and and so when you have an idea of how you can grow or what you can do next, it's easier because you can bounce ideas off of people and get a bit of their response before you proceed. So yeah, just trying to put out feelers and do some market research before you make any huge commitments, but nothing's guaranteed. So yeah, that fear is always there. And I don't doubt that fear goes away,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I think that's one of the biggest things that most entrepreneurs I know, that it's the fear thing. It's debilitating. It keeps people from trying. It keeps people from trying again. So I'm always curious to know how people manage it and deal with it, because the message, may help somebody else that's kind of going through it.
Yeah, I mean, we're still pretty new. I mean, we just met our 1 year mark, so we're still pretty new. And even with the fear of being accepted, once you get past that, there's the fear of growing, because then you're like, well, let me just do what I'm doing, but you always have to grow and try new things and add on new, whether it's services or products or locations or what have you, you definitely have to grow in some way. So that fear is always there because the ideas are always there.
Now, you mentioned briefly that part of your role is social media. How has digital marketing, what impact does that have on your business?
Oh, social media is huge for us. We have our strongest social media platform is Instagram. And so it means that when people come into the store, I mean, we definitely get a lot of foot traffic and word of mouth traffic, but a lot of people that come into the store have already gotten a glimpse of who we are and what we stand for on social media. So it allows us to access exactly who we want to access. It allows us to tell a story, we're a small store, but like it allows us to be more than, it allows us to be a brand, So yeah, social media is great. And then it allows us to connect with people that would otherwise be inaccessible, when I was opening and I wanted, I don't know, when we first opened and I thought, oh, it'd be great to have an event with a beauty blogger that has a following that's in sync with what we're doing. I don't know how I would have connected with that person 10 years ago, but I know how I can today, in terms of not just reaching out coldly to people, but, following, engaging, kind of, and then introducing yourself and then inviting someone in. But I think social media allows you to say, hey, this, in case you don't know who we are and you don't want to come to our store, check us out here. And if you like what you see, like, let's talk. So social media just makes people accessible. I love it. It's my favorite tool.
I think it's awesome. I mean, obviously working in digital marketing, I am a fan of it. It still seems to be a bit of a learning curve for some people. And so I'm always trying to, like, I'm always on the education stance of like, no, this is a viable way to connect with people and it's not going away. So you can be annoyed yeah, it's here to stay, and there is value in it, which brings me to my next question. And I don't know if this is something you've ever thought of. Um, do you look at ROI and KPIs when it comes to your digital strategy? Is that like a core foundation? Because I see that you guys post a lot and it's really valuable. And if you look over time at at you all's Instagram, it is a story. So whereas the picture of Lupita on the cover of Vogue, when you thought to post it, somebody on the outside looking in, well, where's the value in that? You know, where's the sales coming from that post? But overall, big picture, it creates a story cohesive to your brand.
Exactly. Yeah, and so you're right. So we do, the short answer is that we do, and some platforms make it easier than others. Facebook it's very easy to measure traffic to your website, sales. I mean, Facebook makes it so easy. Instagram, I think, is getting there. But I also use Instagram differently in that I do really focus on the story. Like I want people to get a sense of the kind of products that we have. So I do highlight our products because I'm proud of them, and you know that's what we do and what we have. But I also think we're speaking to a certain woman and celebrating a certain woman, and like Lupita. I think our customer, I don't think that anyone that follows us is like, why is she showing Lupita? You know what I mean? I think they're like, hey girl, yes, you know? And so that's like, if you don't get it, then, I mean, I think the women we're speaking to get it. And so every post is not about a click but it's about a balance for sure. Yeah.
Which you guys do very, very well. I mean, I was kind of creeping far back, probably further back than I should have, but I was so enthralled with the content, and it was gorgeous to look at. And I mean, it's all consistent. It's not just, oh, well, we have this new product in, we have this, come buy this product, it's your customers, it's your events, it's, culture, it's celebration, it's everything. Yeah. And it just kind of makes for a really good story. So I mean, I think that's awesome. You guys are doing a really good job with that.
Because we're online, it's hard to, if you come in the store, then you know the vibe of the store because you get to visit us. But we're online, and a large part of our customer base is shopping online. And I feel like if we do social media well, they'll get a sense of like who we are. And so that's, makes it even more important to tell the story or to have the events online, because then people might not be able to make it, but they can see, oh, okay, I see so-and-so was there. And, it's funny, people will email us, like, oh, I saw that so-and-so was in your store. It's so funny. So yeah, we get that interaction. And I think especially when you're digital, it's like social media helps that much more. So,
yeah, I think it's awesome. I mean, I love you all's social strategy. It's amazing.
I appreciate that, definitely.
Actually, that's how I found you. I don't remember how, but I came across you 1 year ago around this time.
Okay,
yeah, and I came across you, and I wanted to interview you for a personal blog, and I was going to be in New York, and I was like 6 months pregnant, and I was only there for a hot second, and it was just a mess. So I was like, well, I never forgot. And I kept following you guys, and I was like, I would love for her to be a part of KBC Connects if she has a moment. So I discovered you on Instagram, though.
Cool. That's very cool. Very cool. And congrats, because I know that means that you have a little baby.
A 9-month-old. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. So what's the one thing you wish you knew at the start of your career overall?
Oh God. One thing, just one. There's so many things, and every day it changes. But at the start, I think I wish I had like the magic plan to spread the word. Because that's, and I mean, we're 1 year in, so that still is the same. I mean, and there are different strategies for spreading the word for our website versus a store, for spreading the word to beauty lovers versus people that just live in the Harlem neighborhood, and we want them to know that we have their favorite beauty products or things that can compete with those. But yes, spreading the word to specific markets, I think, is something that I wish we would have known, and something that I'm still trying to learn every day, because it's different for different markets and for different things. So yeah.
What's the biggest hurdle or slash battle in your job, and how do you work to overcome that?
The biggest hurdle. There are so many hurdles. I think one of the biggest hurdles is that in beauty, I think it's changing now, and that there are more niche retailers, but your biggest competition is big. You know, the bigger the stores that people think of, I mean, there might be sort of the no frills beauty supply stores, depending on where you might live. And I think to some extent, we might have a product in common with a Camille Rose or something like that, a natural hair product in common with a store like that. But I think the biggest hurdle is that our competition are big stores with big budgets and big events, and the opportunity to buy in big quantities. And so yeah, it makes it very difficult in store in terms of creating a comparable in-store experience, and also in terms of like competing online with big entities is very difficult. Trying to win SEO against Sephora is huge. So yeah, I think that's a large hurdle. I'm sure it's true for many small businesses, but I think in beauty especially, niche retailers are less common, and then once something is small and does well, it gets bought up by one of the bigger brands. And so I think that's one of the biggest hurdles.
So what are some things that you guys do to kind of counteract that?
I think we try to capitalize on our intimate size. I mean, like, we have an event every month. And our events are, I think, any retailer can have an event, but I think our events are always special because we bring in great people, but we have a space that like comfortably fits 50 people. And so if you're here and you want to meet someone, you will. If you're here and you have questions about healthy hair, you can ask that. And so I think we capitalize on our smallness by just kind of owning it and embracing it and selling that as the selling point, giving people one-on-one customer attention when they're in the store, which is something that you might not get at a big retailer. Really curating our products for, the discerning women of color, which is not really something that's done anywhere else. So we take our small size and we, use that to our advantage. But it also is definitely the biggest challenge because I know our customer, and our customer is a sophisticated woman that shops everywhere and can shop everywhere. So you always know what you're being compared to, So, yeah.
But I see a lot on your website, you use the term on there is beauty retail experience, which to me is extreme value. So many times, if you think about it, most people kind of matriculating through a beauty counter or whatever, you're either going to get exactly what you want or you're trying to avoid the hard, pushy sales. So an opportunity where it's comfortable and where it's one-on-one, and I can ask you something without you trying to sell me an entire collection I don't need. I mean, there's value there.
There's value there. And I think our customers appreciate that, and they come back because of that. They know that if they have a question, we're eager to answer it. And they know that if they just feel like reading the backs of every box and reading the labels, that no one is going to bother them 17 times. And so, they know the tone of the store. It's consistent if I'm here or someone else is here. And so I think that, it definitely is appealing, and our customers appreciate it. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I mean, I can't wait to come next time. I was literally there for like 36 hours for a girlfriend's bridal shower, and I was 6 months pregnant, and I am not 22 anymore, so New York is very tough on me. But I'm definitely going to make my way there next time I am there for sure. So what's next for you guys? So we're going into fall. So you guys getting new products in?
Yeah, so we're at this stage right now where we're really late, especially in New York in August. There are lots of different shows and expos in the summertime in general. So great opportunities to shop for new brands, to try new brands. And so right now we're really just kind of comparing and contrasting and still trying, so that in this fall we can really introduce some new items in different categories. Believe it or not, we're thinking about holiday and our holiday inventory. So really just like focus on like new inventory. I mean, obviously the things that people love will be here, but really just thinking about how we can expand and really speak better to our customer and to some women that, you know, may not yet be our customer. So I'm excited about the fall because new items, I get excited about new brands. So, and I know our customers are beauty junkies, some of them. So I think it'll be fun to introduce those things to our line and really just focus on growing our website. And yeah, those are like the main areas of focus.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So we have a photo of a young Desiree. How old are you here?
Oh my God, I was really young there. I think I was like, how old is that? Like, because I was also a small kid for too long, but I think I was like 8 there. 7.
And if you had to give your 7 or 8-year-old self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Oh my God, so much advice. You know what? At 7 or 8, you just want to, I think you want to say like, remain smart, remain good, be good to people, you know, do what you know you're supposed to do. Yeah, I think those are like the main things that tell like 7 or 8-year-old Desiree. Yeah.
Well, she's adorable. Yeah. So thank you so much. That wraps up our questions. I really, really, really appreciate your time. I'm so glad that we had an opportunity to do this.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm really honored. Thank you.
I mean, your story is phenomenal and you are really doing it. So we will stay tuned for the new fall products.
Okay.
And everything else that's to come, I'm sure we'll be keeping up on Instagram for sure.
Please do. I'm excited. I don't want to talk. I'm the type of person that I get excited and I start talking about things before they're, you know, before the bow is on it. So I'm trying not to do that, but definitely stay tuned. And, you know, social media is the first place where so definitely stay tuned on.
Well, that is awesome, Desiree. All right, we will talk to you later. All right, have a good one.